For the Aries collective, Aries, I'm going to try to do this one more time. If the internet is too bad, then it's too bad. So yes, if you have an Aries sun, an Aries moon, an Aries rising, an Aries, Aries sun rising, maybe Aries is your signature sign. Maybe you have multiple planets or houses in Aries. This is a reading for you. So Aries, I actually was starting off with Judgment, and behind the deck we had cards like the Devil, High Priestess, and some other cards that were equally emphatic. And it was all about the handwriting on the wall becoming more and more obvious and being forced to take action, forced to act. And whether this is your energy feeling in anticipation, like something needs to happen, something is about to happen, something deserves to happen, or whether someone is reaching this realization about you, that's something that we'll explore. Well, we could have explored, but I like to pull new messages with new readings. So let's go and see what else we have for the Aries collective. Now, what I have for Aries. Three of Swords with, thank you for the like, Three of Swords with Six of Cups. Something happened in the maybe now becoming more distant past. Could also be a series of disappointments, and I don't mean like a lot of, when I say a series, a lot of things, a few things, a few pivotal, memorable incidents that perhaps you still reflect on. I'm not going to say you carry it with you despite the fact we have a Three of Swords, but definitely there's something that causes you to reflect, something that changed how you interact with others, your behavior changed, maybe even to Aries, your aura became a bit more somber, a bit more protected. Not as open as perhaps you once were, or maybe you are still open, but you're open and internally still cautious. Definitely something from the past affects how you interact now. Particularly, I'm going to say Aries in this energy with Six of Cups, Two of Pentacles, and Nine of Cups, particularly with something or some things around friendship or closeness. You know, things that could bring you joy, should you bring you joy, enjoyable meetings, acquaintances, people, situations. You still have your guard up. You enjoy, but you are cautious. You say, I had that experience for a reason. I don't wish to repeat it. That energy is there. So, Three of Swords. Three of Swords gets, if I can get that card out. Does it want to come out? I have a Page of Wands. I have the Emperor, Aries energy. And I have Ace of Wands. Some more time to let the past go. Aries, what kind of shackles are you? No, I'm not going to say shackles. What kind of self-imposed limitations do you place upon yourself? Do you place upon yourself in how you conduct yourself? How large, how magnanimous, how much of an eye catcher, how much you can rule a situation or a room? Is there some way, Aries, in which you are clamping down, clamping upon yourself? Thank you for the like. Anyway, I have significant Aries energy here with the Emperor and Ace of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy, 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords, 6 of Swords, King of Wands. I don't exactly like where some of this, I'm getting two types of messages from this Aries. We're going to clarify and find out what more this is. Number one, the main message I'm getting, Aries, is that it's time to let go your negative experiences. And I don't mean as, again, like I said, like a whole like 5 or 10, 20 negative things. I feel like Aries, there's like up to like 1, 2, 3, even if it's 4, I doubt it. I really feel like there's like 1 or 2 really pivotal heartbreaks. And in the pivotal heartbreaks, the lesson was just so sharp, so immediate, and so crushing that you sort of judge everything by a checklist or a litmus to make sure you're not going to repeat this. And Aries, what the message I have here, first of all, is I think you should let that go entirely, because whatever this was, it wasn't meant to be a lesson that schooled you on potential possibilities. You know, like when we learn that lemons are sour, and overall, yes, lemons are sour. I don't feel like the lessons, those 1 or 2 pivotal heartbreaks, Aries, I don't think there was anything universal about them. I think they were really unique to the time and place and who you were at the moment, who that person was. Just a fluke, but not something meant to go and carry through with you, or for you to carry through with you, like a universal truth, like lemons are sour, grass typically is green, fire is hot. This is not a universal truth like that. In fact, Aries, this is something that you're supposed to just step over and shake off and continue being yourself, Aries, with even more dynamic force than you were before. Lean into who you are, Aries, even you who you are, with the knowledge of disappointment, the knowledge of success. Lean into yourself even more and project. That's the first message that I have, Aries. It's time for you to start projecting. It's necessary for you to start projecting, and project, Aries, regardless of whether you're in a conducive environment to you or not. You have leadership abilities, Aries, and leaders don't follow. They rule. So, bottom of the deck energy, I also have 10 of Swords, amplifying rather, that, time to let this go and come out into your own. Enough time, Aries, has been spent on the sidelines. Enough time has been spent thinking, planning, reflecting. Enough of that. The second message, as I was saying, Aries, that I'm getting here is not exactly, my cup of tea. And that's Aries, while you sort of have been halted in some ways, stunted by some ways, limited in some ways by the heartbreak or a few heartbreaks that have changed you. What I have here is just like you have been withdrawn into yourself, and now it's time for you to become more extroverted, time for you to project. I feel like the situations, Aries, the other side that cause this, they have also done their own healing journey. And maybe this reading, this is just a side note in here. I'm just reading the messages as they come. But it does feel like in this energy, just like you have done your own healing, the other side that caused you pain has come to their own realization of sorts. Now, with that Ten of Swords, does that mean that certain bonds are, all bonds are permanently dissolved? They have released you from an energetic hold. You have been mutually cord cut. We'll have to see. So let's start clarifying all this fire. And actually, Aries, I feel like starting with the Emperor first. Because what I have here with, oh, did I even read these things? As I said, it was a time for you to start projecting. Energy is very conducive for you to project, for you to have a new start with a seasoned hand, a seasoned knowledge, wisdom, kickstarting a new start. So Emperor gets an 8 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, and some more fire. Aries, have you also been withdrawn, or perhaps withdrawn into a very small social circle? Aries, have you been keeping your own publicity, perhaps quiet? Have you been a little bit of a hermit? Because what I have here, Aries, is connections. Time for you to get out and make yourself available. Time to make yourself available, interact with new people. Time to get busy, Aries. See what the environment holds for you. 8 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, Knight of Wands. Time for you to get out there and be social. Time for you to get out there and find other people who are working to do meaningful things, exciting things, things they believe in. Who is it, Aries, that's just walking along their life path and perhaps following status quo because it's comfortable, as opposed to those who are truly striving to create something unique, to be unique? Something to think about. But essentially, I have here with that Emperor, enough being an emperor of a small domain, Aries, enough being an emperor, perhaps a lord over yourself. Share that wisdom, that knowledge with others. Win hearts and admiration with it, with what you know, Aries. Four of Swords, bottom of the deck energy, Seven of Wands. Definitely a lot of hermit, reclusive energy here. Almost like a battery, self-charging. Anyway, so Page of Wands. Five of Pentacles tells me, clarifying a Page of Wands, that people worth interacting with, or people worth engaging, situations worth engaging, business environment, the social scene really hasn't been worth it for you to go out and engage with in the first place. Nothing really there. And while there's nothing really there in that recharging one's batteries type of energy with strength, and Two of Wands. Two of Wands is also Aries energy. Don't get involved. I don't think you have been getting involved. Don't get involved with things that are beneath you, things that are a waste of time. Better to internalize and recharge however you do that. Planning, exercise, learning and growth in some way, whether internal or external, to prepare for the opportunity. Let's check out that Ace of Wands. I may revisit some of these cards for a little bit more, but first let's see what the Ace of Wands is all about. Ace of Wands is Nine of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Seven of Cups. Someone who either recognizes your work or someone who will work you in a variety of ways. I do hope it's not a job, or at least some job energy I have here, because that will be a little exhausting. Anyway, Ace of Wands, an opportunity worthy of you, is coming up. You'll know it when you see it. It will be unmistakable, Aries. It's going to be a perfect fit for you. And in this energy, it's not really love, it's not really work, it's just about your next phase of life. And Aries, what this tells me overall in this energy, it's enough of you being a hermit, it's enough of you being withdrawn, or perhaps keeping yourself to a select few. Also, to Aries, it's time to go and trust again. This situation, those specific heartbreaks that affected you so much, they're not a common thing. It wasn't a universal truth, wasn't a universal thing, like, water is wet type of thing, snow is cold. And because of that, you're not meant to hold on to this as any sort of litmus of changing or dictating or influencing how you act or react in a situation to people. All you need to know, Aries, is that you have the skills and the knowledge and the ability to lead. And also, too, you shouldn't waste your time with situations that are beneath you. But at the same time, you should make an effort to go out there and see what is out there. All of it isn't bad out there. And one specific clue here is definitely meeting people through shared interest, or also too surrounding yourself, keeping in contact, forming bonds, Aries, with people who are working towards their own goals. Which is a tricky thing to do, especially when the economy is so bad and, People put limitations on themselves. Oh, I need to do this because I need to do that because, they make concessions. Just like some college students at the very inception of their terms, they go, well, I got to go and I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be this professional thing, that professional thing, because that will pay the bills. Or likewise, there's the other end of the spectrum where people say, well, I'm going to become a plumber or electrician because, that will pay the bills. I will have a well earned income. It's not always about income. It's about what purpose. What are you put on this earth to do? We all have very specific goals and very specific gifts that the heavens have given us to go and share. Share first, realize within ourselves, and then share with the collective. And when you just go and work to go and keep the belly full and a roof over your head, something else is lost there. And it doesn't need to be. Anyway, that's my message for you, Aries. Step into your power. Project a whole lot more than you ever did before. And don't waste your time with lackluster people or situations. Until next time, I wish everyone the most beautiful day.